Hello and thanks for joining me for some more X4 Foundations, where we are lazily building ourselves a trading corporation. We've got our starter ship is doing trades. Now let's just check the situation here. And there is a Xenon over here. Let's see if we can avoid him. I think he looks like he's heading somewhere anyway. Whoops. I gave that instruction to the wrong ship. Okay, so, yep. So that's our start ship. Trading for our station. Which has just basically got a storage on the headquarters, and that's about it. Do have some wares being bought and sold in here. Medical supplies seem to be selling pretty good. And in the last episode we picked up the Elite Vanguard, which I've got, he's doing some recon. And the Osprey we picked up for free in another previous episode, and that's what we're using today for this. So a quick have a look at it. Most of it is the way I found it, except for the shields. So we put the Mark II shields on it. It already had these guns on it, software. We've got some drones, and we've got a full bunch of crew, so we're ready to go. All right, so we are in the void. So Grand Exchange 1 is where our headquarters is, and this is where we got the previous ship from. And I forgot to mention the sector name in the last video. But so from Grand Exchange across Black Hole Sun around here up to Second Point 2 Flashpoint, or if you're coming from Argon Prime, straight down, and then this gate here is going to bring you up here. Now, I do recommend that you do have a decent ship, either a really fast one that can escape, or one that can handle a fight, because 9 out of 10 times you're going to encounter some Xenon up here. And yeah, I'm not flying it myself. I have
Osprey, Vanguard.
We have our pilot flying, but if we have a look out the window, when we get a little bit closer to some of these asteroids, I'll show you something. But anyway, we are doing a pretty lazy playthrough, so I've only spent 25 seconds at the helm myself, and that was only to get a ship unstuck when the pilot was trying to dock and he kept ramming against the side of the station. So I hopped in the cockpit just to straighten him out. But as we get up closer to these asteroids, well, once we get into the purple, that's where it's going to be. So where you want to head, and now it's going to be beyond the border. So you're going to want to keep heading up this way. So as you get closer to the border will expand, and then you'll drag it further out. But and it's roughly around the middle. Now, if we have a look, okay, you see these little green specks out here. They are little pockets of dangerous gas. They can damage your ship. They can hurt you too in your spaceship, in your spacesuit. So you want to watch out for them. The AI pilot does seem to be pretty good at avoiding those. So we're going to let him pilot it. You know, when we actually find the ship, we might take control of the wheel ourselves, because he's probably going to stuff us around for a bit trying to avoid all the asteroids. Won't actually get anywhere close to the ship. But with him flying, and yeah, we actually want to be over this side of this purple resource line over here. And these guys will be getting experience as well while they're flying. You can still sort of sit here and see what's going on. But with that pilot flying as well, he's also going to give you a notification when we do get close to the ship. He should spot it. And I'm just going to try and fly like alongside rather than through this. It's going to be a bit quicker. Though there are some points where we're just going to have to go through. So let's take that order out. Okay, so no xenon yet. I'll bring him through here. Do have other ships around, so at least if there are any xenon, there might be some distractions. So anyway, as this border expands, I'm just going to keep dragging this further out until we find the ship. And the ship's going to be sort of on this side of this gas cloud, but it's going to be a fair way up. So you can see where we are there in conjunction with the stations. So I'm going to keep heading up that way, and I'll pause the recording and I'll get back to you either when we get a lot further up, or if we encounter any xenon. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so we're a little bit further out, and actually there's the queue, so we're going to tell him to ignore it. We're going to drag this over here, and we're going to line it up with that dot there. Haven't been lucky, haven't seen any xenon yet. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my right mouse button, and we're going to flip the map so that we've got a vertical axis, and we're going to drag that down like that. Now, he may not fly to it because he's going to be stuffing around trying to avoid all these asteroids, so we might end up taking control of the wheel ourselves for a bit. Now, if we wanted to be completely lazy, we could send a marine to go and grab that ship. Trouble with marines is that they do tend to break stuff, and you might end up with a lot of the equipment missing, or even hull damage, even if they're good level marines. So, but he's probably going to just fly around circles. Yep. He's going to fly around circles because of all the asteroids, so
Vanguard.
we're going to grab hold of the ship myself. We are going to set guidance. Let's autopilot to it.
Drill, mineral, Vanguard. Autopilot, disengage. Autopilot, engaged.
And looks like the autopilot's going to do the same thing. It's going to sort of avoid asteroids, maybe. So let's just manually cruise on over there. All right, let's pop the brakes on. Okay. Cruise in as close as we can. That'll do. Alright, so we'll get up. Let's just take a quick
Vanguard.
look. Just make sure there's no xenon about. This is very unusual. Almost every time I come out here to get this ship, there's always usually a couple of xenon hanging about. But it seems like we got lucky this time. So we're going to hop in our spacesuit. Now, we are just outside of the those green gas things. You don't want to run into them in your spacesuit. But there is our mining ship there.
Drill, mineral, Vanguard.
And we do want to... I hate spacesuits. I really do. I hate the controls on them. Alright, so we want the... sure we want the underbelly of it. And, oops. Yeah, what we do need to do... And I am pretty rusty. I forget what the hotkey is for our scan mode, so I'm just going to turn on scan mode like that. You do need that on. And there it is there. So that little flashing bit there. So we're going to head over here. Brakes on. Alright. There we go. Ship's ours. Docking, I believe, is right here. Yep. Okay. Ship's ours. So let's go to our Osprey here. And let's have a look at what we've got here. Alright, you'll do. Work somewhere else for me. Put him as the captain on the drill. Okay. So, what I'll do now, I'm going to send the Osprey off to do some exploring for me. You can go and explore some of this area. And let's just have a look. Let's take that off. Okay. Now we can sit in this seat with him as the pilot. This is the gunnery control seat, so we're not actually in control of the ship in this seat. I prefer to stay standing and be able to look around the cockpit. Or you can take control by taking his seat, but this is a lazy playthrough and I'm getting the AI to do as much as I can. Alright, so we're going to bring this guy over here. And I did pull some cash out from the station. Let's have a look. So we've got Mark II engines. That'll do. We don't have a lot of cash just yet. You can keep that thruster as well. We will get a better shield. Now we need to make sure we've got mining drills, which we don't. We've got that, which is actually a pretty expensive weapon. So let's grab the Mark II mining drill. We should get a decent refund back from that weapon. Check the turrets too. Okay, we've got a mining turret. Yeah, that'll do, I guess. We've got all the software we need. I don't need nav beacons on here. We'll keep the resource probes, the laser towers. Yeah, you can keep all that. And let's get a full set of crew. Add to shopping list. Confirm the order. And yeah, our guy here should start flying us over there. Alright. Let's pop that money back in to the station where I got it from. Let's have a quick check on these guys. This guy is trading. He's buying and selling medical supplies. And you can see we've got the wrench next to our drill. That's over here. That's where he's heading to swap over his gear. Our elite is doing some exploring. Alright, so
Drill, mineral,
this
Vanguard.
journey is going to take us a little while to get from here to over here. So what I'll do is I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Well, it'll be a few minutes for me. For you, it'll be a couple of seconds. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so that was a pretty long journey for me, but for you, not so long. We've got our upgrades. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to head back home. Now, as I said, we don't have any solid storage there. Now, we are buying and selling water in our headquarters. And there are actually 2 ice refineries over here. So I think what we're going to do, let's come over here and deploy a resource probe over here. We're somewhere around here between the two. We'll maybe try and encompass this area here. So yeah, our guy should be taking off. And we're going to head back. So this is going to take a few more moments for us to get back. from over here, up along here, back down home, and down into here to drop down a resource probe. And if we have our mining turned on, once we've turned that on, it'll show us what resources are there. So once again, I'll pause the recording and I'll come back to you once we get back here. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so we're back in Grand Exchange 1 and we are coming up onto our deployment spot where we've told him to drop down a resource probe, which he'll be dropping pretty soon. We'll see what sort of resources are around here. So we'll just wait for him to drop that. Okay, and so there is a fair bit of ice around here. So what we're going to do, we are going to go into here to his default behavior and set him up to local automine. Then we're going to click here, we're going to select ice, and already in Grand Exchange 1. So that's fine, we'll confirm. And he's going to start mining. So he's heading over here to mine some ice. You know, this is going to take him a little while. It's going to take him a few moments. But once he's mined some ice and he fills up his hold, he should come over to one of these two ice refineries over here and sell the ice, and then he'll go back to mining. So we'll give him a minute to do his thing, and I'll come back to you in a few moments.
Mineral, Vanguard.
So now, while I'm in here, and I'm not going to stay in here forever, but I'll let him do his own thing. But if I hover over the chair, I can see the storage and see how much, what he's got in there. These guys, he will level up along with the crew. And in fact, some of these guys have already started gaining some morale just because I'm on board. Not so much with these ones down the bottom, but they've got a little bit. So anyway, what's this? Let's grab that. I'll grab that too. Alright, so he's going to pick this stuff up. He's going to do a bit of mining. It'll take him a few minutes, so what I'll do is I'll pause the recording again and I'll come back to you once he's got a full load. So I will see you in a moment. Okay, so he's got himself a full load there, and any moment now he's trying to figure out where to sell it at the moment. In a minute he'll figure out that there's a couple of ice refineries over here. I could manually direct him there. And this ship will become more efficient as the pilot levels up. So, and he has gained some experience just from this little bit of mining already. So it does say that he's still mining. But in a moment he should figure out that his cargo hold is full. Well, he's still calculating, which means he's still trying to find somewhere to sell it. Let's just have a look at these ice refineries. Okay, so that ice refinery is not buying any by the looks of it. This one is. Not going to buy a full load though. Alright, so he's looking for a better deal. Let's have a look ourselves around here. About this one. We can sell some over there. So maybe we'll oh no, that's silicon. There's another one here. And they're not buying any either. So alright, maybe I should have checked. Maybe I should have checked that first. But in any case, we can get him to manually sell some. And that's not his full load, but that's fine. We can look further afield. And this is why we want places explored. What about these guys? In sell some over here. Now, because he's set on local auto miner, he's going to stay in his jurisdiction to mine. Unless we and to sell, unless we specifically tell him to go elsewhere. We have a look. Doesn't even have a jump sort of option. Now later on, can do an advanced auto mine, but you need him to be a level 3 pilot, and he'll have a further jump range and be able to do certain stuff from there. So if we get our guy here, we take him off of the let's take him off the exploration. If we get him buying and selling water over here, so trade for our commander, and we can untick this and just put him on water. Let's have a look at what this one's doing. Searching for trades.
Entering Grand Exchange 3.
So we have been buying and selling water in here. Let's have a look at our overview. Well, we're full of water. So, yeah, we need our guys to be selling it. Let's send you over here because this is outside of, I think, pretty sure it's going to be outside of our manager's jump range. Let's have a look. Yep. So he's only a 2-star manager. He has gained a little bit of experience though. And he's moving very slowly through there. But if we get that water moving, that is going to get the ice flowing, and that water is going to feed a lot of these other places and should help the economy out. All the while, our pilot, all of our pilots, our pilot and our crew are going to be gaining levels as he's mining, as he's trading. And if we find that there's just too much ice, even after we have sold off a bunch of water, then yeah, we can do some silicon. Well, looks like the silicon is pretty much tapped out as well. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Or okay, these guys.
We found something out here.
Who are you? You can ignore that. That's fine. So these guys are buying ore over here. So we could switch him over to ore instead of ice. As long as he's got somewhere to sell it to, he will automatically do all that. Well, anyway, that is how you set up a miner. So what we do, I mean, we've got him manually going in, but we can just click in here, change that to ore, and he'll switch over. But he's going to be selling all of that off, and then he should come back here and start mining some more. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.